welcome you all to the day of the ATAL Faculty Development Program. We are delighted to have with us an esteemed academician and researcher who has contributed immensely to the field of management studies. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Dr. N. Arun Fred, Assistant Professor at the Faculty of Management Studies, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Kattankulathur. Dr. Arun Fred holds a PhD in Management Studies, specializing in supply chain management of fruit and vegetable crops in Tamil Nadu. He is also UGC NET qualified and holds an MBA in Production and Marketing. With more than a decade of teaching and research experience, he has served in renowned institutions such as Nesamani Memorial Christian College and Nurul Islam University. He also has an impressive academic record: 25 refereed journal publications, authored a book and contributed a chapter to another, delivered over 15 invited talks, guided PhD scholars with one successfully completed, led an ICSSR Impress funded project on rural transformation, and is highly skilled in data analytics, digital marketing, model building, and data visualization tools. His areas of expertise include supply chain management, rural marketing, digital marketing, and supply chain analytics, making him a perfect resource person for today's session. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. N. Arun Fred to the ATAL FDP platform. Sir, we are honored to have you with us today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Safna, for your wonderful introduction. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Thank you. Thank you. So good evening and welcome all for the FDP session organized by Cochin B School. It gives me immense pleasure to have a 1.5 hour session on modeling and supply chain analytics. So without much time, I'm going into the topic. So I will share the screen first of all. Is my screen visible?
Not it, sir. Yes,
Is it done?
now it is. Yes, it's coming now.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so a topic for the day is modeling and supply chain analytics for supply chain management. So I have got a good introduction from Safna. So I am not in a, I have nothing more to introduce. I will just go into this topic of today's session. So the agenda of today's session is, it goes like this. We have agenda is divided into 4 different parts. The first important part we are going to discuss is about what is supply chain. We'll start with a case study to understand what is the actual problem in supply chain. And we'll go for with another case where we'll explain what is supply chain process, its objective, and we'll explain a model. So any analytics, we should explain something with the model. So I have selected a COR model for the day. So this is the first part of my presentation. And the second part is about data. So for analytics, data is a key, and you need some insights, and decision making is done through scientific way. So here data is a key. So we'll see what are the different data generated in supply chain and how to capture this data so that you can make a meaningful analysis and give a decision. So this is the second part of my presentation. And third will be supply chain analytics. What are the different parts of analytics? And especially when you say supply chain analytics, what are the different things there? What are the tools we could apply there? And we'll have a small hands-on of different descriptive and predictive analytics, if time permits. And next, the fourth part is modeling. The modeling which I am going to describe today will be based on demand and supply uncertainty. So a model we'll discuss based on demand uncertainty. Again, supply uncertainty. So based on this, we will have a trade-off and what supply chain gives a solution, how to model. So this is the structure of what we are going to approach in today's FDP. Hope my sound is audible. Everything is fine.
Yes, sir. Everything is fine.
Okay. So we'll go to the first problem. So why supply chain and supply chain analytics is very key here. So probably you might be thinking, take a scenario. We are ordering a product and we are getting the product delivered at our home step. And we are receiving the product at zero delivery cost. And when you say like this zero delivery cost started from 2007 where Flipkart started it. And from there, initially in 2007, the delivery dates was like 2 days, 3 days, a product will be delivered. And now when you see the delivery rate is very quick, say like in 15 minutes, 10 minutes, a product is delivered at your home step. So they say as quick e-commerce. Okay, so have you ever noted, so who pays for delivery? So we are in an era where we get logistics at free of cost. So we say like we are in a full-fledged era where we as customer enjoy a lot related to e-commerce. So this is how today's supply chain looks like. And when you say supply chain, no one cares about the supply chain until and unless there is some problem. So everything goes fine. We don't care of supply chain. So the product comes out our home step. We are okay with it. But we should analyze what is going in depth of supply chain, how this is being built with a small scenario of Suez Canal. Hope you all might be knowing what is Suez Canal and the issues which Suez Canal has got. So it is not a new story. So Suez Canal is a long-term or long history. It has a long history of nearly 4 millennial history. And it is between Egypt and European country. So it is between Red Sea, Mediterranean Sea, etc. Probably you might be knowing that. So Parak, the Egyptian in BC 18th century, so he planned to have a man-made canal like this. And he could not do it. Many rulers who came back could not do it. Okay. So What happened is after this canal was constructed only during 18th century, and it has been inaugurated in 1869. So what does this canal does is, it has a long kilometer of 164 kilometers, which is of desert, and this soil has been taken out. Okay, so and sea route has been developed and the canal has been developed. So now after 1869, the sea travel has entirely transformed. So when I see like previously from India, if you have to go to Europe, you have to travel through Cape of Good Hope and you have to reach. That they say like it is 3,500 miles nauticals. So it is a huge deal. Okay, so this is a scenario of Suez Canal, and most of the supply chain links with this particular area. And in India, nearly 20% of import and export happen through this way uh, annually. Okay, so in 2002 and 2022 and 24, there were major crises there. So once a vessel was struck in between the canal, and nearly a month, the transportation was halted. And again, during 2024, we had another issue of military attack where this canal has to close. Okay, so what is the impact it had? Okay, so it increased over 30% of freight charges. Okay, and it had to reroute, and it has nearly 10 to 25 days of voyage. So this has immense cost involved in it. Okay. So these are called supply chain disruptions. And probably might be, you will be knowing 2024 is very near to us, and 2022 also. So anyone, could you recognize, is there any price rise in our side as a customer side after 2020 or 22 or 24? We could see a very minimal or no price rise because of this disruption. So someone is bearing all these disruption. Okay, so either an e-commerce company or a company, focal company is doing this. So how long e-commerce company can bear this particular thing is a big question mark, and how long we will get this free delivery is also a big question. Okay, this is about the background of supply chain and supply chain disruption. And also an opposite scenario, you can see like when you say like the recent days, Indigo Airlines, you probably might be knowing about Indigo Airlines crisis. So in a day, say like for 4th of December, I could say, nearly 1,000 flights have been cancelled. Okay, initially the reasons were told us differently, saying it could be a weather condition, etc., scheduling problem, etc., etc. But later, the problem which all has come to a conclusion is, so DGCA has put a framework for cruise related to flight. So the rules are related to like they have like 48. So they have to take rest in a day. They have to give 8 hours of rest. And if he's going to fly on night, so he should fly only for 4 hours. So there are many regulations in DGCA. So this is known to the government, it is known to the Indigo, everyone, but still they couldn't schedule, or they didn't schedule it, and they waited for the final day to come. And in this case, you see, the supply chain disruption is straightly given to the head of the customer. Just imagine in the previous case, the supply chain disruption is not given to the customer end. And here, in airlines industry, it is given to the customer. Just imagine why it has happened. Okay, so this is some, and when you say like how the situation is solved is, so DGCA has withdrawn the regulation for another 4 months. So still the issues are there. So scheduling is happening. So this is what supply chain disruptions can make. So the question which I force you is, how long we will get the free deliveries? So again, the answer to it is in a flight industry, like we see like just two companies, Indigo and Air India, has been having a huge market share of 91%. So probably that could be a reason where this is forced to the customer. So this is a scenario, or this is the how the supply chain reacts and how the customer or a company translate this to the customer is what this thing. So these are the two. With this, we are going to see the challenges in supply chain. So these are the few challenges. So first is demand and supply uncertainty. So as we are in a VUCA world, we say there is a lot of uncertainty. So wars are going on. I say like disruptions in Suez Canal, etc. So it makes a lot of disruption, and so framing a suitable supply chain with this demand and supply uncertainty is of high risk. Next is partner selection. And when we say supplier or supply chain management, it is about collaborating with their partners. So we should have a reliable collaborators from downstream and upstream, so that the data is transparent. And when you say inventory management, so there must be a balancing. So where in an unorganized supply chain, this balancing is missing and the data is not translated from one side or downstream to upstream, etc. So that also creates problem. And infrastructure design. So we say like in current situation, so when you say different industries, take example, food industry. So where supply chain is very minimal there. So we still waste foods without having proper infrastructure. So there we have a very limited data available. So there is a bottleneck there. Next is data visibility. So when you say like organized sector, data is available at real time, but most of the sector, like 50% of India's GDP are with unorganized sector, and their data has been not transparent and it cannot be visible. So again, finally, the price volatility. So in current market, as I said in VUCA world, the price has been fluctuating to a lot. So that also is a great risk when you come with export and import. For example, the dollar to Indian conversion. So it is going on high. So which has a great impact on export business. So these are what the challenges. So why are we analyzing these challenges? Is these challenges should be rectified or overcome when we are building a model. And so analytics should give a solution or a probable solution for addressing these issues. These are about the initial part of challenges, what we face today. Next is, we say like food is an unorganized sector. The next case which I want to share to this crowd is about Akshaya Patra Foundation, where they give nearly 2 million foods daily meals to school children's. So how do they operate? They operate in more than 27 centralized mega kitchens where they procure raw materials in bulk. They have semi-automated cooking system. They cook in the centralized kitchen, and they have a GPS delivery fleet which delivers the product in time. And these vehicles are again insulated for freshness, etc. So this is the operation Akshaya Patra does. So over the years, it has created a huge value chain where it could satisfy nearly 2 million kids. And their motto is like, no kids should go with empty food when they go to study. Okay, so this is about the model, what Akshaya Patra does. So the next three parts, what we will be doing, we will be analyzing with this case study how we could frame a model for this particular Akshaya Patra Foundation. So first is core activities, and what they do in as a supply chain operation is they have a bulk procurement of rice, dal, vegetables, etc. Then they prepare meal, that is first is sourcing. They source from the supplier, then they make it in a large scale meal preparation. Then they check the quality and they go for time board transportation. So these are the different activities they do regularly, and this can be related to our supply chain activity. Okay, so this is what the supply chain. So this is the manufacturing area is what you call as Akshaya Patra company here. So it has supplier and it has distribution site. And so here, when you saw, this is the integrated supply chain model where product flows from both sides. It starts from supplier, wholesaler, manufacturer. Again, it reaches the final customer. From customer, if it is any product is returned, it returns to the manufacturer, reaches to the supplier. Also, the information flows from both the side. Finances also flows in different side. So good supply chain management will have a good visibility of these particular parts, and information flows evenly from every direction. So now coming to the objective of supply chain. So there are three major objectives in supply chain. So first is value maximization. So what does this value maximization means? It's not about profit maximization. So value. So we have final customer, we have manufacturer, supplier, etc. So the entire value, entire people must be valued. So the maximization is not only for the manufacturer, but for entire chain. Next is customer excellence. So the customer has a thing for getting a right delivery of products at right time, right quality, and at right place. So the responsiveness. So for example, a customer is expecting a product today, and it should be delivered. So that is the next objective of customer excellence and unified profitability. And profitability should be shared among all the stakeholders inside the supply chain. And when you measure, so we say the subjective because so there is something called KPI. We will be measuring supply chain based on KPIs, and this KPIs will be based on this particular objective. Okay. So now coming to the supply chain model. So this is about the famous model of SCOR model, supply chain operational reference model. So it has 5 different things here. So first is you plan something. This is planning. Next, you have sourcing of raw material. Then you have to make this particular product and deliver to the product. Then after delivery, you are getting the return. So if something is there, you are going to return. So this operation is going to be carried in all partners. So this is my organization. When you take our case study, this is AICTE, where I plan. So my planning is I have to serve for 2 million kids. So for that plan, I want to source products. So we have material requirements, and I ask this material requirement to my supplier. I select my supplier. I do that here. And I make the product with the centralized kitchen. Then I deliver the product through transport agents, and I deliver to the students. From there, after delivery, I return the vessels to this particular company, and we have a cycle which is going on here. Similarly, their supplier will have the same act. So this is about SCOR model. So, and there is something called enable. So each section has one enable here. So what this enable does is it stores all this data. Okay, so it stores what is a plan, how to make it, and it gives us the standard. Okay, so it gives us a standard. It gives us a benchmark. What are the different KPIs you should follow for different supply chain players? So these are the enablers which we come across in ACOR model. So first is reliability. So how well a system should be reliable? Okay. So for example, you are developing a system or supply chain system. For example, Akshay Patra. In this case, the reliability should be very high. Meaning, so you so you make food for 2 million people, and you have to deliver the product at a time before 11 o'clock. You have to deliver to each and every food. And reliability, the quality should not be compromised because it is related to the health and direct beneficiary with the students. So reliability here should be taken care with more effort. So the KPI related to reliability should be seen very carefully. Then responsiveness. So in case of Akshay Patra, the responsiveness it's an even thing. So there will be no spike suddenly. So there will be a different supply chain where the responsibility should be there. Next is agility. So how my system is flexible. Okay, so some system, or when you make a system for Zomato, so which requires high agility. And next is cost. How well you can minimize the cost so that profitability could improve. And finally, asset management. How are you managing your assets, and their KPIs are there. So these are the attributes we get from SCOR model framework. And finally, in SCOR, the outcome of SCOR is translated here. So it is plan, source, make, deliver, and return. So in planning, there are, as we know, there are 3 types of planning: strategic planning, tactical planning, and operational level of planning. So in strategic planning, so it is a long-term plan. So in plan, we are concerned about long-term demand forecasting and supply chain mapping. So we forecast there and we map it. So we will see what are the data required for this in the next session. Next is sourcing. How we source. So this is something which is strategic sourcing, a decision. Okay, so from where your suppliers are there. Next, you're going to make it. So in make, you have planned location selection, product mix decision. So in tactical, so I'll just explain the one parameter, that is planning. So tactical, we have to see a sales operations planning with inventory policy. And then in operational, you see it goes again, material requirement planning. So how much materials is required for the production of a particular day. So that should be translated in the operational. So this is how the SEO or model works for any company. And to develop a model and a supply chain analytics, so this should be independently dealt. Okay. So this completes our first part. So what is supply chain management and what is the different models available in supply chain? So the second part of my presentation is data. So where are we going to get this data for different supply chain? So as we know, in supply chain, we have supplier, the manufacturer, and the distributor. These are the three major people involved there. So for supplier node, so in supplier node, the data generated at the source are for design and order. So you design a product, you get product specification and order status tracking. For example, in AICTE, we give product specification to our supplier. So these are the specification and we require this. And we have a order status tracking. So in which day it will be reaching through just in time, etc., etc. We will have a separate method. So that type of data, it is helpful for us to have an insight about supplier. Then inventory intelligence, where it is a real-time stock level. So where you can have inventory monitoring of a supplier, inventory level of a manufacturer and the distributor. And logistics planning, the shipping schedule. So what is the lead time, what is the routing optimization. So those data we get in logistics planning. And financial record and returns disposal. So what is going for as wastages or return from the company, that record is also being recorded in supplier node. The second thing is manufacturer node, where this is the focal area of supply chain, where we calculate planning, that is demand forecasting, production schedule. Okay, we do production schedule, capacity planning. So these are the data which get from the manufacturing company. And quality related thing, first time. So you do a particular product in the first time and you get success, you record that. Next is the failure things. So rejection failures, what are the rejection rate of different machines, we calculate that and we identify and we have the track record of that. The company has the record. Similarly, the operation, the people, the maintenance record they maintain, the customer feedback they maintain. So these are the data for getting supply chain analytic insights from the manufacturing area. Next, a distributor or the customer. This is the endpoint where we collect most data from this distribution side, because the demand calculation or supply chain efficiency is noted from this particular distribution area. So where in the customer end, a point of sale is a major source of our information. For example, we tap through UPI or whatever it is. So we have a transaction history and we can understand the pattern how the customers are purchasing. And through product reviews, we could get the satisfaction score. So which we use for analytics and demand calculation, etc. So this would be the income for the input for the manufacturing company. Similarly, in the warehousing side, you have a real-time demand pattern and forecast, etc. So these are a few data points. Okay, so customer leaves the data there, and those data should be captured. So in the next session, I would tell you based on IoT how these data are captured. So these are the touch points where data we get this particular data. Okay, so this is about data, and these data are the prime for doing our supply chain analytics. Okay, so initially we did water supply chain, and we explained through SEO model. Then we went on explaining what are the different data points for supply chain management. And the next topic, which we want to discuss, is about supply chain analytics and why it matters. So supply chain analytics is about giving a better understanding. Okay, so with the past data, we are getting insights about the data, and with the data, we are going to make decisions. So supply chain analytics has three different parts. First is supply chain context. So whatever we explained till now is about supply chain context. Okay, so how the data has been generated, what is a model we have, from where this data should be collected. So these are called supply chain context. The next part is technology. So how the data can be collected in this era. So we have cloud, we have IoT, etc. So nowadays the data is captured in a technological way, in real-time basis. So how can that be done? And next is data science. So in analytics, data science plays a very key role. Okay, so we'll see what are the different data science evolved in this data supply chain analytics. Okay, so this is the now coming to types of supply chain analytics. So there are four broad classification of supply chain analytics. One is descriptive analytics, second is diagnostic analytics, predictive and prescriptive. So first is descriptive analytics. So what is descriptive analytics? It gives you the detail what happened. It summarizes the past data. So there is something happening, so you record that this has happened. So that type of analytics is called descriptive analytics. The second type of analytics is diagnostic analytics. So it is about finding root cause of a problem. So you go to a doctor with a fever. The task of doctor is diagnosis to identify which has caused you the fever. So it is the analysis is about understanding what is the cause for the particular problem. Next is predictive analytics. So here comes the prediction. So with the past data, I am going to predict what will happen to the future of my supply chain. So there are different things. And prescriptive, the system will provide you the solution. Okay, so this has happened and this will happen, and this so for optimization, we have in operations, we have optimization solution that gives a solution for the particular problem. The system itself can have a recommendation. So these are the four different types of supply chain analytics progression. So first descriptive analytics. So from supply chain perspective, what are the analysis possible? So we could have mean, median, standard deviation, what we'll see that. And we could have a dashboard type of thing where you will get the entire data. So with the past data, you will picturize what has happened in the particular system. Okay, so this is something where we are discussing source, make, deliver, and return. This is ACOR model. So here in descriptive analytics, first is supply chain mapping. For sourcing, we use supply chain mapping. So where we tell about our data, what has happened to the data actually. So what is a problem in the data or what happened in the data. So next is for make, delivery, and return, the descriptive analytics we can use is visualization. KPI or dashboard type of visualization would give you a better understanding of what is descriptive analysis. Next is diagnostic analysis. So as we say, investigation. So we could say like Indigo has got a problem. So what is that a key issue? Okay, why that has happened? So it has cause and effect. So those part like freight investigation, those comes under diagnostic analysis. Next is predictive analysis. So it is about predicting the future. So in predictive analysis, it is classified into different again. So you say as time series analysis where, so with the past data, you're predicting the future. So like moving average, weighted average. So there are different methods in time series method. So again, there is something called regression. So you draw a straight line and you extrapolate what will happen. Next, logistic regression, mostly of a binary decision. So you want to decide whether yes or no, a particular thing, you go for a regression, logistic regression. And finally, clustering. So there is something called market basket analytics or analysis, where what are the products which the customer buy together. So those comes under market basket analysis. So this is about predictive analysis. Okay, and prescriptive, so it is about simulation or optimization. So system is going to give you a solution. For example, like AI-driven solutions for traveling and salesman problem, where in large language modeling, okay, so the data is fed there and they give solution. So this can be done. So those type of analytics like AHP modeling can be done there. Sourcing, make, and in delivery and return, we say like network flow diagram, I mean MLP can be implemented in prescriptive analytics. So these are the different parts or different sections of supply chain analytics. So a quick reminder of what we saw today is about supply chain and different SEOR model. So in SEOR model, we have four important things like source, make, delivery, return. And we get from this, we have a concept called enable, where we have different KPIs in different things. From that, we have seen how this data can be extracted from different supply chain partners. From that, we have seen four different types of analytics where we could differentiate between different types of analytics. So now as analytics persons, we should take a call based on the company's requirement, which type of analytics suits us best. Whether it is descriptive, just you want to showcase what is happening, you can go for descriptive. So next step, if you want to have a diagnostic, that is, you want to analyze the cause and effect thing, you go for diagnostic analysis. So you want to predict something, you go for predictive analytics. So this is the base of what supply chain and supply chain analytics is about. Okay, so what I want to go to the next part, before that I want to have a small hands-on. Okay, so I'll have a small hands-on about descriptive analytics and predictive analytics. Hope it is okay, right?
Yes, sir.
So first part I would want to go with this is descriptive analytics. So I have a small case study for it. So just visualize this case study. Okay, so this is a case study where I want to convert this finished product. This is the screw, which is the finished product, and raw material is here. And I have 3 different operations to convert raw material to finished product. Okay, so first is turning, second is taping, and again turning, which makes my product into finished product. So this is an operation which a company does. And the company has 3 lines. 1, 2, 3 lines are there. I want to measure the effectiveness of these 3 lines. Okay, so next is this data. This is what I am explaining. I have 3 lines, line A, line B, and line C. So line A has 3 machines, line B has 3 machines, and line C has 3 machines. And line A, the first is turning, tapping, again turning. The same operation, 3 and C. So this is about my company setup. And how do I get this data? This data is, it is a per day output of line. So here I have 25 data. 25 days data is here for line A, line B, and line C. So I have to understand the efficiency of these lines, and at which case I have to go to line 1, line 2, line 3. Okay. So for this, we can have multiple analysis, etc., etc. Simple Excel will give you certain results, which is very much required for us to understand a data initially. So any data you have to analyze based on this particular thing. So we'll see here. So I have taken the data here. Okay. So when you'll know that to analyze this, so you go to data, there is something called data analysis. Click on this. There is something called descriptive statistics. You give OK. The descriptive statistics will be displayed. Okay, so I have did that already, and I've got the result. So these are the results of this particular 3 lines. Okay, so we have mean, standard error, median, mode. So these are things of central tendency. Okay, so now with this result, we have to understand about the performance. So what does this mean tell? This is an average. So I have 25 days of data. From that, what is the average I have, and median the middlemost value and the mode. And now comes the standard deviation. So how much is deviated from the mean? So each and everything. So standard deviation should be minimum. And when you compare this, line B, okay, line B has minimum standard deviation and line C has maximum standard deviation. And when you compare with mean, so you get more products in line C. So for example, if you want to get more output, you have to put more shift in line C. And if you want to have a reliability where there is less defects, etc., you go for line B. That is the initial part from standard deviation and variation we see, variance we see. Okay, so this is the initial inference we do. And then there is something called kurtosis. What is it? Skewness and kurtosis means. So normally you know what is bell curve. So this is a bell curve. So any data, it should be normally distributed. Okay, so you get a data of 25 days. So it should be normally distributed. And these are called outliners. And skewness measures this outliners. And the skewness should be like, so here when you see in skewness, this is positively skewed. It is skewed to this data. It is negatively skewed here. And this is okay. Okay, so when you say like line C for 25 days, there is no much outliners. Okay, and what is kurtosis? The height of this particular normal curve. So it also explains you the outliner. So this also has a meaning. And next, a range. So for example, this range is minimum, maximum minus minimum. So here, this range 133 is high, and here the range is low. So when the range is low, you can say the system is more reliable. So these are type of data. So analysis or output you get from this particular thing. So when you get sample, the first part you see is whether my data is normally distributed. So if the data is normally distributed, so there are many type of distribution. So you have to identify whether my data is normally distributed, and I go for different type of analysis. So this is the first part of descriptive analytics. So next, in analytics part, I go with visualization. So for visualization part, I have to make this. I will be using this Tableau for my visualization purpose. So Tableau public is something which you can just type in and you can get out of it. So it is free actually. So the main thing in Tableau public is it is public and it is open to everyone. So you can create dashboards in no time in Tableau public. So you can use this website public.tableau.com. I will give you 2 minutes so that you can just search Tableau public. So you can search this window. Okay, so in Tableau, there are certain thing called create. Okay, so create. So you have to sign in initially. When you sign in, you can have this. There is something called web authoring. So you just click this. You will get a screen to work on in Tableau Public. So what the data I'm going to use is this particular data, where it is a superstore data. I have to visualize this. These are the different, we have 3 sheets. So this is order sheet, which comes from the supplier side. And these are the data we have. And people, which is from the company side, and it is a return. So these are the 3 data we have in supply chain analytics part. Okay. So for visualization, so I take this data, upload from computer, superstore data. And the data is uploaded. Yes, the data is uploaded. So you can see order, people, return from the Excel sheet, which I have uploaded here. Okay, the sheets are displayed here. So this is the, also in Tableau, there are 3 different things. One is data source. This is about the data source here. Second is sheets. There are different sheets, multiple sheets here. So in sheets, we will do separate calculations or separate visualization. And then there is something called dashboard. This is the dashboard where you create the entire thing and you fix it. And there is something called storytelling, which is about, again, a presentation type. Okay, so you make different type of story and mix it. Okay, so these are the different 3 different windows you see in Tableau. Okay, so first there are 3 data in my sheets, that is order, which we say, people, and return. So first I make that order here, which is displayed here, and you can see update now. So the data will be displayed here. So from Excel, it has been exported to Tableau. And I have to link order with return. So order is separate data and return is separate data. So for that, I give this link here. So Tableau, what it does, it sees the data and it checks what is a common between these two. So it says like order ID is common between both orders and returns. So it says it is equal to, yes, I say it is equal to, then you give. So if it is something different, there are different operators available here, greater than, etc., etc. So based on the data, you can give different types of operators, and it's type of SQL data merger. Okay. So you got the data here. So once you merged it, you can go to sheets. So it takes time as it exports. So now what it does is, you'll see all the variables displayed in the sheets. Okay. So this is a click and drop software where you can click and drop and you can see your particular thing. And in these are the different things. So if you want to, this is a worksheet, and if you do worksheet related thing, you go with worksheet here. If you want to have manipulations in dashboard, you go here, analysis. Any analysis you do here. Map related things you have here. And in Tableau Public, whatever you do, you have to publish now and then. Okay, so or else if the system is the power shutdown or the cloud storage will not be there. Okay, so you have a practice of publishing now and then. Okay, so first thing what I'm going to do here is so from the data, you must, as data analyst, what you have to do is from your data, you have to identify different KPIs. So what are the things you are going to do? What are the things you can do from this particular data so that you can visualize your KPIs and the particular thing. So I have my own view, so I go with that. So first thing what I'm going to do is I want to have a thing called profitability rate by geography. So I need a geographical representation. So I go by this. Okay, so what I do is, so I have no profitability rate here. Okay, so there is only profit. I want to calculate profitability rate. Okay. So for that, I have to do something called analysis, that is called create calculated fields. Something called create calculated fields. You have this. So you say like profitability rate. So here you have to give the formula. What is profitability rate? Okay, it is sum of sales divided by sum of profits. And when you give this particular thing, so you can see the profitability rate has come here. Okay, so now I want to get a graph based on, or a map based on profitability rate and state of provinces. So I select these two and go with show me. So this map is enabled. You just click it. I will get a map related to profitability rate. Okay. And I give that profitability rate into labels and get this particular profitability rate here. Okay, so here what is it displayed is, so for each region, what is a different profit rate it is displayed based on, and if it is negative, it is giving in different colors, and you can change color here based on the edit color. So this is how, I'm not going deep into it, this is how you create a sheet. Next sheet, what I want to do is, I want to have something called sales by category. So sales by category. So here is sales, and there is something called category here. So sales and category. So this is again a KPI. So there are different charts available. I want area chart. So I click this. So you get a area chart here. Okay. So it is not actually showing the correct details. So here we have to classify based on month. And again, the hierarchy level, again here month. You will get a sales based on this particular thing. Okay. So you have we have it is based on sum of sales and month. Okay. So this is again a visualization where it is classified based on this particular thing. And I want by category. So I give this category here. So it is divided. So we have 3 category: furniture, office files, and technology. So you can see the variation here as 3 different things. Now, what I want to calculate is level of detail calculation. Okay, so there is another thing called level of detail calculation. So where you can see I want to select based on order ID and profit. Sorry. Term is quite slow here. Actually struck. So what I want is profit and order ID. So I go here, click here. So I get something called LOD calculation, that is called level of detail calculation. So here I click it. So it gives me the formula. Okay. So profit level, I want the profit level. So I have to know whether data is profitable or not. Okay. So this is a formula where I am going to understand it is profitable or not. Okay. So I get something called profit order ID. So you can see here, there is something called analysis where you say like false and true. So what is false here is unprofitable, and true is profitable. Okay. So this is about initial data. And I want to take this to my color. So what I got is these are the profitable buy and these are unprofitable buy. So this you can have a differentiation of profitable and unprofitable buy. Okay, so this is about, and if you want any filter here, you can put this in filter so that you can get more insights. So what I do again as time is going, so I'm duplicating the same and I want based on segment. Rename to be a segment, sales by segment. Okay, so in the place of category, I put segment and I got a different type of data. Okay, so where different particular thing. Okay, so next sheet is what I want to get KPIs. Okay, different KPIs. So here I have different KPIs already. I have to add a few more. So what I do is I go with creating calculated fields. So here my first KPI is profit per order. So what is a profit I have per order? So what is the formula? It is sum of profit divided by, sorry, sum of profit divided by the count. I have to give the count D of the order ID. So how many orders I have received, it will be in the order ID. So I got this in order ID. So the value, so you'll see the calculation valid, then I can give OK. So I have generated the profit per order. The next KPI, what I have to generate here is calculated fields, where the next calculation, what I am going to do is sales per customer. So how much sales has been done there? So it is about sum of sales done. So it is sum of sales there divided by the customer number or customer ID or customer name, which is given there. So I give customer name, sorry, it is count. I have to count it, customer name. Okay, so I give OK and I got the customer sales. So our different KPIs are ready. So now all the KPIs are in measured names. So those are the dimensions. And I click that and I place here. I'll get all the values here. Okay. Okay, so these are the different KPIs which we can arrange here. I'm not going for in detail. So based on our thing, we can arrange. So first is sales, then profit, then profit rate per order. So we no need discount. Then return goes to last. So these are the different KPI. So our KPIs are ready. So these are the different sheets or different worksheets we have created here. And now from this, we can create a dashboard. This is a dashboard window. So where I want to select to be automatic, I give a screen here. So now I want a vertical container here. I give this vertical container and I place my KPIs first. This is the sheet having KPI and the KPI is displayed here. Next, I want profitability by geography. I place here, sorry, I want that to be in a horizontal container. I give that here. And then I place profitability by geography here. It will be displayed there. Then sales by, again I have to select a vertical container below it. Then I'm doing sales category here and vertical container to be here. And I place sales by segment here. Okay, so these are the data KPIs we have generated, and the dashboard, a quick dashboard is ready for us. Okay, so what is the advantage of dashboard? So we have a data, and these are the KPI, sales, profit per order. So for the entire system, this is how it works. And now I want to do is I want to filter out. Okay, so I want to know what is the sales of this particular region, which is negative. I want to see the sales here. So you will see the sales number, the profit which is gone negative, the profit per order, etc., etc. So when you see here, it will give you the data of that particular region only. And you will see the reflection in sales category also. So this is how you visualize and understand the different KPIs, and visualization can be done. So probably this is what visualization is all about. And coming to our slide back. So what does this visualization does is, we could see what has happened in this particular thing. This is about descriptive analytics. Okay, so from the class which we discussed today, so we understood what is the supply chain model, and from that, what are the different analytics part, descriptive analytics part, we could do it. Okay, so the fourth part is about modeling. So there are a few different things of modeling. So I would take this modeling part in the next session, that is tomorrow's part, in this modeling, as well as a system which we could develop. So what the things we have dealt so far is about understanding what supply chain and what is the data. So I have shown different data points and how these data are captured in Excel. And from that, how the descriptive analytics can be done, and you can understand what has happened with the data. So with this knowledge, we will delve more into predictive analytics, what predictive analytics can do, and how a system can be developed. Intelligent system can be developed, and what is intelligent system, how it can be mapped with supply chain analytics. This will be the path for tomorrow's particular thing. Hope this would have gone into the fraternity. So how supply chain analytics work. So this is the end of today's session. So you can have any discussions, we'll have this particular point of time.
Thank you, sir. Participants, if you have any queries, you can unmute and talk, or you can put in the chat.
Yes, story part, something. So the same story part here, you have story. So what the story is about, so you add some caption. Okay, so it is about creating story. So here is a dashboard. Okay. So you select something called negative profits. You select all these region. Okay. So, and you have this particular thing, and you can copy this and paste a story here.
So your screen is
Oh,
not
sorry.
visible. Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, so here is a dashboard. So in dashboard, you can select a particular region. So I want the details of this region. Okay. So I select this, I copy this, and I drag it to the story where I can add the caption like it is about city, that particular city, and add to this particular sheet. And I can tell these are the things in description. Similarly, I can add next here. Based on it, it's like a slide. We can add more and more sheets there, and you can explain. That is about, it's simply about a slide making. So with the dashboard, we could translate that particular thing.
Okay. Okay. So anybody else? I think we'll have more on the next class. Thank you,
Okay.
sir, for today's journey from what is supply chain, then understanding different types of data, and then types of analytics and related tools. Hands-on. Sapna?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
sir.
madam. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity you gave for discussing with about the supply chain analytics. Hope we'll see in the next class.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be seeing, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. N. Arun Fred, for your enriching and insightful session. We truly appreciate the time you took to be with us today, and your contribution has added immense value to the fifth day of our ATAL FDP program. Thank you once again, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, moving
Thank you
forward
so
with today's
much.
proceedings. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, moving forward with today's proceedings, it is my privilege to introduce our next distinguished speaker. We are honored to welcome Dr. Dinesh Elango, Associate Dean and Professor at the School of Business, American University, Cambodia. Dr. Dinesh is an accomplished academic, researcher, and global educator with an outstanding portfolio. 40 journal publications, including Scopus, Elsevier, and ACI indexed works, 57 plus invited talks as guest lecturer, keynote speaker, and panel member. Recipient of multiple Best Paper Awards in international conferences, editor in chief and editorial board member for several international journals. Academic experience across Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, Myanmar, and India. He holds a PhD in Management Sciences from Anna University, along with international certifications from institutions like the University of Arizona and the Rochester Institute of Technology, USA. Dr. Dinesh has taught a wide array of subjects, including business analytics, ERP, e-business, MIS, HRM, and strategic management, and has guided numerous PhD and MBA scholars. His work spans digital transformation, sustainability, consumer behavior, and technological adoption, making him a truly global voice in modern management education. It is a great honor to have a scholar of his stature with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Dinesh Elango to the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much for your introduction. So it's my pleasure and um, honored to be here for the FTP sponsored workshop. So today I have a special discussion topic for predictive analytics. So I have experience with the different analytics and also taking subjects for the social media analytics, especially for MBA and as well as for other bachelor students, and digital marketing and marketing analytics for University of Arizona, USA. So I'm more deeply to explain from the beginning to um, kind of using how we are predicting predictive analytics to be used for business decision making. So in this AI era, so I would like to cover the predictive analytics both with the using some of the AI tools, and also would like to show you some of the live demo how we are using the some of the predictive analytics for our decision making. We have come across with the different uh, the social media. So how we are engaging with the social media content to have prediction for many digital marketing tools, etc. So most likely it's a non-technical. So I'm not going to deep for the programming or any technical sessions. I'm going to use only the non-technical version. So may you know the participants are from the technical background or non-technical background? Just quickly to understand how deeply we can go ahead. Uh, any idea like more technical or non-technical like business side, so that we can able to bring. I'm from business side, so I'm going to run this workshop as like a business perspective. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. I think there is a mixed group actually, but today, since we are handling this session, mostly the um, business people will be here.
All right. Okay. So
Okay.
I'll go with the non-technical and as well as more into the business perspective. Okay. Not
Yeah,
not
yes, sir.
even though the business is not too much the strategy oriented, just giving an overview about how the AI and other predictive analytics to be used. And tomorrow's session, I'm going to cover some of the live tools. Today also I cover some of the live example, but tomorrow also one of the software to use for predictive model with the dashboard, etc. So let me share my screen. I would like to turn off my video for the good internet connectivity.
Yeah, okay, sir. It's fine.
Do you see my screen, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, it's visible now.
All right, thank you. So our topic is understanding the predictive analytics for business decisions. So today, this topic I'm going to cover with the general, with the introduction, and moving on to the what is predictive analytics and where we are using, and more how we are using for the business decisions, and also going to give some of the examples of the data and the importance of in data with the different infographics, and also showing some of the tools and some example with the live tools. So what is the data analytics? So already and you have very experience with the data analytics and other tools, because for the past 6 to 8 years, more oftenly we are able to hear the data analytics, business analytics, so on. So I'm just giving you a quick overview for those who are not able to understand what is data and data background and analytics background. It's a practice of examining the raw data. So we have raw data as or historical data to discover the patterns and insights that support for better decision making. So which is we are using the raw data to use a processing with the different models like statistical model or mathematical model or any other machine learning model to produce the insights to get the more insights, and it's better for our business decision makings. So it's combined methods from the statistics, computer science as well as business to turn the collected data into an actions such as improving operations for especially in the production line or the targeting customers in the marketing or forecasting trends for the product sales, etc. So even for stock market, etc. So various purposes that we are using data, the raw data, to predict the patterns for the future. So there are many different forms and predictions, as well as the data analytics supports from using the historical data to understand what is um, the situation currently and how we are making in the future, and also to understanding the prescriptive such as like the options, etc. So how we are using this system is just like a supported system, because if you are using any software, it's not that 100% accuracy. It is not that giving all the replacing the managers. It's not going to replace the human brain, human intervention. Just it's a supporting tool to understand yeah, better decision making. Okay, not completely rely on our entire decision that gives from the software or that gives from the any AI tool. Just we are giving like an assistance. Okay, that's why I always used to address AI is not artificial intelligence. AI is just an assisted intelligence for our human work. That's similar to decision support system. So in in MBA or any business subjects, you studied MIS, management information system. So we are gathered the information from these kind of support system to understand what has happening, and how it was arrived, and how we are going to predict, like just a prediction. That's what we are going to do in this area too, for the analytics. And there are four or five main types of analytics. Descriptive analytics from the historical data or collected raw data that shows what happened in the past. Okay, like a summary or like a visualization chart or any dashboards to understand what happened in the past. And even using the same historical data to understand why this happened, okay, why this something happened, that we call as a diagnostic. Okay, diagnostic analytics, that likely a correlation or drill down, even if it is a failure, what happened for this failure. So to understand more deeply, to rectify the root cause method, etc. So that's the diagnostic analytics. And predictive analytics, it uses the same type of historical data and the methods to use any mathematical or statistical or machine learning tool to estimate what is likely to happen the next. Okay, so it's giving you a prediction like forecasting or any predictive usages for analyzing for the future event. And prescriptive, it suggests plan A or plan B, okay, or you have different options to be simulating options for the optimizing decisions. And one more thing is like cognitive analytics is more deep learning and more algorithmic learning that uh, uh, think like human brain and giving you more human-like answers, that we are currently using any generative AI models or more into yeah, SLM specific language models, etc. So all we are mostly the cognitive analytics that we are experiencing in these eras. These are the main type of analytics form that we are mostly using in the business. So most of the companies are using the descriptive. and diagnostic analytics, and those who are experienced with business, with some of the programmings, and as well as how they are predicting simple terms such as like regression, or you can predict with the forecasting, especially in time series model. So all this you can able to predict the future event. So these things that mostly businesses are using in this. And why data analytics that matters today? Because the organizations or the people are make smarter decisions instead of guessing. So just I'm thinking, but I want to give this answer. Just my intuition says this. Okay, not like that. So we need some kind of evidence. We need some kind of data in a back that we strongly support to make a decision. So that's why the company rely on data. The company need some kind of evidence, even though we are having good experiences, but at least to have the historical data to show the patterns, then we strongly take a better decision. So that's why the data is very supportive, and it allows them to see what is really happening and save cost and work faster and stay ahead of competitors in fast changing world. So in a competitive world, so we are keep on changing our uh, content. We are keep on changing our strategy, because the competitiveness is different. So we need to understand the market, and also predict the consumer behavior. We need to predict the trend changes. All those things very important, especially those who are in the digital. We are in the living in the digital world, so the data is one of the precious thing, same like gold and diamond. Okay, data is also important for the companies to make, even for from the data generated from the Fitbit, smartwatch, or our smart television, mobile phone. There are a lot of things that the companies are collecting data for different purposes to analyze, and also showing the different insights from that, the what company needs, and how they are make change the strategy, and how they are um, turn outcome into different sales promotion, or different marketing strategy, or different target specifications, etc. So that's what the companies are rely on the data. So the data analytics, especially the predictive analytics, are more important in this era. Before going continue, I would like to know, in case if you have any struggle from my end, or if you feel like my internet is interrupted, so please let me know. I will pause and continue again. So just in a small example, with in India we are using the large food application, food railing application. This business model is very successful because it's connect both in a single platform. It connect both bank, it connect the restaurant, it connect customers, and also it's connect delivery partner. So there are different segments, but also one single platform to connect various different stakeholders, and make more different, generating more different data. So with this, they have come up with the main focus, how they generated the revenue, how much is the product they have sold so far. So all those things that we easily quickly understand and change accordingly. So Swiggy and Zomato, so some of you may already have read the news. So in India, biryani is the number one dish so far sold in all the different food applications. And in South India, like especially idli, sambar, and most number of orders, the Western food, like pizza. So many varieties, because 10 years before we don't have like this kind of data, and 20 years back we don't even have an application. 20 years back, we just, if we want to eat, we just go to the restaurant, or just make a call to the restaurant, and ask them to deliver a food. But we don't have any choice, so we need to understand the menu by listening to the the hotel, and then we make an order. But now, if we want, we can easily simply by using our smartphone to order. Even there are many different ways they are promoting. Okay, from the partner side or from the restaurant side or for the one-time user. So there are many different promotions also they are giving. So this is just a simple example how the data is very deeply involved to uh, for the companies. Okay, so number of orders per day, number of customers they're using, how many customers are leaving from the platform. Okay, that is one of the important, like churn rate. We call this in a digital marketing. It's called churn rate. So how many customers are leaving from the platforms? So why they are leaving? So we are using data analytics, like diagnostic analytics, why they are leaving, whether they are leaving because of the app issue, why they are leaving because of the restaurant is not properly served, why they are leaving because of the delivery partner, why they are leaving because of the food quality. So there are many reasons that the complaint received, the feedback received, and deeply diagnose and rectify the rectify the problem. So we need to have the solutions. Likewise, there are many ways that the data analytics perform and get the better business decisions. So it just giving you an insight, the decisions from the our side, like from the human, like in the top management or the company or the strategist, etc. So this is just an example how the data matters, data analytics matters today. So why predictive analytics? So predictive analytics, so for most persons, so we don't know what is happening the next. So predictive analytics using the same historical data or the raw data, uh, we are um, we are analyzing in the present, but looking for the future. So it uses the patterns, data patterns, and AI tools to forecast future events. Okay, what will happen next day? What will happen next week? What will happen next 3 months? Like the future events. Okay, enabling proactive decisions over the reactive ones. So more likely, it's the trend on the patterns that change. So this is 100% without affecting any external factors. Okay, so based on the trend, based on the patterns, based on the historical data flow, etc. So the software or the tools analyze for the future event. In case any external factors such as economic changes, such as any dollar Indian rupee fluctuations, or any external wars, natural calamities, or disaster, or anything happen external, so this may affect. So the predictions may affect, so that we cannot we don't know what will happen in the future, like so that's the one of the drawback for having this predictive analytics, but without affecting any type of external factors. So more likely we are to say that 70% we can accurately predict. If it is 80% accurately predict for any business, even such as like stock market or mutual fund, whatever it is, so it is very well and good. So most number of people are willing to buy, but there are some drawbacks, forecasting errors, etc. All these will be there for predictive analytics. And many companies are trying to figure out how to make more accuracy, and many are using different strategies and more number of gathered data to deeply create accuracy level. So businesses gain advantages like cost saving. So mainly the predictive analytics use the demand and forecasting to how much the cost saving that we are using, better customer service, and risk reduction in a fast changing world. So mostly to avoid these things, then we can save a lot of cost, time, energy, etc. So this will also improve for the companies profitability and companies, the strong planning, performance, etc. So that's why the company are most likely to use these kind of predictive analytics tools. There are company for the small and medium enterprises or big companies are using different types of analytical tool, especially Tableau, then Power BI, then QuickSense, then IBM Cloud. So there are many different analytical tools they are using. I hope just you have uh, explored Tableau, how it's performing, and etc. And why predictive analytics matter for business decision making? Because it boosts accuracy by anticipating demand, risk, or the customer churn rate, and also allowing proactive resource allocation and cost reductions. So when you are using the predictive analytics, most importantly, to see the demand for the next uh, time period, and also what are the potential risks, so the company can easily avoid the risk, and also expected customer churn rate, the company's churn rate, there or any digital platforms churn rate also we can predict. So how much churn rate is um, subscribers or the followers are leaving from the beginning of the month to end of the month, and allowing proactive resource allocation. So especially it's important for the human resource as well as for the if you're planning for the manufacturing, uh, like the machineries, a number of machineries to allocate. So each machinery, how many employees to need. If the machineries have smart machinery, or the machinery is having automated, so how much how many employees to allocate. So all resource allocation is very important for planning. And also cost reduction, it is very important for the wastages, reducing waste. Through the waste, how much you can able to reduce the cost. So all very useful for the analyzing from the predictive analytics. Second, cut risk through the early detection of issues like fraud, supply chain disruption, and minimizing losses and downtime. So it's quickly to understand any fraud detections. Okay, especially in the um, uh, digital era. So we easily identify the different types of attacks, the hacking attacks. So likely to prevent if more number of the sites are able to attack or hacked, so we can easily detect the fraud network. So we can easily ban some particular IP. We can easily ban some particular website, etc. That's most likely to the bank side they have using supply chain disruptions. So easily identify where the issue happening, like from the downstream side or from the upstream side, or supplier of supplier, or tier one supply chain or tier two supply chain. So easily identify the disruptions where it's happening, and also we can reduce the risk and minimizing losses and downtime. So especially in the current situation, like if they're planning properly indigo flights and everything, because we have a lot of struggle in the current month and even the past month. So if they predict able to predict these kind of things before, they would have avoid a lot of the pilots, etc. But this is something happened beyond their control. But most of the airlines companies are predicting to use the passenger seats, number of passenger seats, number of flight craft, and as well as the flying time. So those areas easily used for the predictive analytics, especially for the season time and holidays time and weekends. So um, uh, more of most of the airlines are using these predictive analytics, and hotels, especially in the peak season or high demanding season, they are using the occupancy rate. Okay, how much the hotel can be filled for the occupancy rate. So during the dynamic pricing, how much the price can be set. Okay. Likewise, the cricket or football prices also hike during the number of demand is increasing. So all we can easily predict. Drives revenue via personalized marketing and optimized pricing, improve customer retention and efficiency. So that's one of the important point to have more customer retention. So CRM, customer relationship management, the companies are using to different techniques and different strategy to keep the customer, giving a lot of promotion options, giving a lot of um, you know um, offers, etc. So this will be more prediction for the off. I mean, even though off season time or any festival time, etc. It aligns strategies with the real patterns in finance, especially in the stocks and mutual fund and retail and operations for sustained growth. So there are many areas that the business decision making using predictive analytics is important. Some of the example in the predictive analytics, especially in the sales forecasting and demand planning, as I mentioned earlier. So most of the companies are using this forecasting techniques and demand planning and customer churn rate in the digital marketing, and those who are involved with the um, influencer or the companies are mainly rely on the on-demand services such as like Netflix or YouTube channels or from any other platforms like Geo Hotstar or etc. So that's very important for them to keep the customer in their platforms. So customer churn rate is also important for them to understand how many customers are leaving, how many customers are expected to join. And credit risk for the banking sector are mostly to use for the credit risk, and as well as the more the financial segment sectors also using the credit paying companies, etc. And preventive maintenance for the manufacturing, mostly automobile sector or the manufacturing industry, using the preventive maintenance for any machineries. Even though we are using preventive maintenance in case we are able to analyze for our air conditions, smart TVs, and also for refrigerators, washing machine. So many machines, even for our home or small business also we can use preventive maintenance for, especially for our automobiles. So we keep on service them, and when we are using the at what time we need to use the service, and in case of any defects in a part or the equipment, we can easily replace it in that area, so we can avoid some kind of downtime, etc. So all we can using for different predictive analytics. Okay. When in just an example, when we are going for the field trip, we are taking students to Ford company in Cambodia. So they are one of the uh, tool they have used for the preventive maintenance, because they have input their spare parts thoroughly checked. So how long they are the spare parts mostly to replace. So 95% of their spare parts most likely durable for minimum 4 years, 5 years time period. That the average customer, because of their stock to change, the replacement is changing each and every part. They have the average volume, how many years once or how many days once they are keep on changing to the or replacing to the customers depending on the model size. So that's why they are having a data that on an average of 4 to 5 years, all the products are very durable for them. So this is an example for the preventive maintenance, so that you can easily give a good a durable product while you have a manufacturing. For the predictive analytics value chain, so we have a business problem. So in case we have any business problem and how we are addressing those business problem, so all these we are having the data. So we need to have a data. From the data, we understand easily. So any problem that we have in our business, so we need to first gather the data. From gathered data, what kind of model we are going to use, and from the model that we analyze and then get the insight. Okay, so we receive a lot of different types of insights. From those insights, what is important for us, we can collect and take a better decision and implement those decision and get the result like an impact. How, whether it is positive impact or negative impact, we can see. If it is negative impact, we again we re I mean go to the model change or data or any other changes, then we run through, then get insight, decision and impact. Likewise, the predictive analytics are also working. So um, anyone know about Shein company, the ultra fashion um, company, Shein from China? Nope. Okay, Shein, they have facing a lot of trouble for past couple of years because they have ultra fashioned clothing company. Normally, we are producing the cloths for normal time for from the spinning to consumer. It takes around the turnaround time maybe 2 to 3 months. Okay, for all the entire process. Okay, all the entire process from the farming, the supply chain from farming the cotton to finishing. But ultra fashion, they would like to push the garmenting segment into just only for within 1 week. 1 week time, they want to deliver the products to 1 or 2 weeks time, deliver the products to the consumer. So this is how they they are facing some issues. So the more pressure on the worker side, the garment workers or other worker side, they have a lot of pressure. They have a lot of changes, overtime duty and low wages. So a lot of problem and etc. So um, the rate, the quality, and also decreases. So they understand and they have re change their system and become the revenue is also going down. So there are ways that how we are understand our data and how we are going to use the data for implement to the real life. That will be different. Even though we have a good number of customers, but we cannot able to use the employees or other persons, so it may lose in the quality. So all we need to balance in it. All we have to balance. So also we need to look at the demand. We need to look at the future growth. We need to look at the employee side, and also we need to look at the good quality of output. So this is how the business is working. So in case if you are losing in any of these areas, so it will be trouble for your company's growth. So we need to balance in all these ways. So the analytics will also, many companies are using analytics in all the different areas, including human resources. Human resource good from the screening of a new employee, and then the skills of the new employee, and where you need to appoint them, and how you are going to train them. All we can able to use from the past historical data to currently using some kind of tools, the AI tools, the support. Okay, so this employee can fit for this job role. This employee can fit for this job role. based on the different job descriptions, and also for finance, also for production, also for marketing. So there are different, if you are using different departments, so it will be good for the company's growth in all segments. Any questions so far? All right. So some of the business questions, like business problems, they have translating business questions into analytics problems, and how we are addressing those. Like, why are sales are falling? Why sales is going down? Why not making profit this month? Okay. So in these case kind of questions, so we can easily predict the sales decline for the next month, or how we are going to improve, and what changes in the production line, what changes in the uh, change in the supplier side, okay, how to increase the demand, all we can able to understand from these kind of data patterns to increase in the predictive analytics side. And always to remember, so predictive analytics as a decision support system, as I mentioned earlier, like an assistance, okay, not a replacement for the manager. So always we need to use as a supportive tool, but not for the replacement for any. So simply do not take all the decisions based on what the software or what the AI tools suggest. Okay, do not take blankly. So we need to understand these are just like our understanding, just like our um, to what do you say, just an overview. And we need to use our cognitive skills to understand what will be happen likelihood, and ask more detailed information. So the tools will support, the tools will give you detailed options too. Okay, and you have to discuss with your peer groups. You have to discuss with the top management, and take necessary actions with that. So without simply taking all these, tools decision, they will be end up in a problem. So that's why we can use as a supportive system or supportive tool. That's it. I would like to give you some of the example in a session. So I'm going to give you some idea how we are going to use different types of tools for our predictive analytics. So before going to see some of the example, I would like to use the QR survey, a short survey. Okay. Can you please scan and answer the questions? I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes time. So please scan this QR code. It's a Mentimeter, and answer the question. So it's related to Netflix, YouTube, and Hotstar, etc. All the participants, so please scan this QR code and give your result. So far, I have received only 7 results. So there are 75 participants, but I have received only 7 results.
Sir, how many questions are there, sir?
Only one, ma'am.
Yes, answers.
Only one question for simple to understand. The question is before Netflix or Hotstar or YouTube that predicts what will you watch. So what is first observe? So you observe views or you observe based on the likes or you like to watch based on the comments or you would like to watch the movie or video based on the time spent. So that's the question. So all of us, we have experience with the Netflix, YouTube, Hotstar, other OTT platforms. So how these platforms are, predicting our, um, our preferences.
Answer for that option A, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, let me share another screen. All right. So the question before Netflix or Hotstar or YouTube that predicts what you will watch. Okay, what is first observed? So far, 15 participants, answered. So mostly you are suggesting for the views. Okay, based on the views, number of views, we are watching the video. Second, based on the number of views, I mean the videos are likes. Based on number of comment and time spent. So this is shows that most we are prefer to see the views. Okay, how these views are important because do you know that before watching the video, do you know that the video is positive, creating a positive impact to you or creating negative impact to you? We don't know that, right? But likes, we easily know that. Okay, likes, we can most of the video we get the like because of the video is giving a positive response or the video is giving a positive message. So that's why we feel like likes. Comment and time spent, views, we don't know whether it is positive or negative. So this is how the Netflix and Hotstar or YouTube or other based on the users browsing behavior or users watch history or the users search history, it analyze the data and give you the most genre results to you. Okay, say example, I'm going to in YouTube, I'm watching related to all content related to funny videos, all content related to some movie songs. Okay, so it's always showing a particular movie songs, always showing the particular type of funny videos. Okay, so it's based on our data that generate from us as a user and the YouTube or any companies that programmed algorithmically programmed and get showing the results to us. Okay, so it's also um, deeply using the machine learning and other deep learning techniques to understand the browsing behavior of the users for these companies. So this is one of the important tool for the Netflix and other companies to produce a movie. So in Southeast Asia, especially in this 11 regions, most of the movie is horror movies because the people would like to watch more horror movies. If you see in any movie theater, if 10 movies are showing, at least 7 movies are horror movies in Cambodia. Especially they're coming, the horror movies are from Indonesia or horror movies from Thailand. Okay, second, that goes to romance movie, romance genre. third, they go into action. Okay, Hollywood movies, they mostly prefer, first they prefer to the kids movie, like animated movie. Okay. Likewise, their preferences easily understand. So the Netflix or the companies would like to produce and target those customers. Okay. So this just in giving an example like these trends. Okay. For this, as you can also understand the trends. Okay, how you are going to um, you know easily predict what's going on. Okay, so what is trending and how it is trending popularly, etc. All you can easily using some simple search terms in Google or in some other social media websites, etc. You can easily understand those uh, predictions. Okay, just an example. Okay, let me stop sharing. Another example, please wait. How many of you used Google Trends? Any idea? Even you can, if you're teaching business or if you're teaching any computer related subjects, so you can always show to, Google Trends for, um, what's currently trending, how users are, um, using the search term or YouTube trends, etc., easily to understand for the time series. This is one of the good example for the time series. So from these trends, we can easily analyze, okay, what customer or what users are currently preferred. Okay, so based on this, we are producing some content, we are producing some offers, we are producing some product, etc. Likewise, these are the one of the important for regional or category wise or some segment wise, etc. That's a important tool for Google Trends. Show an example. It's also useful for the conceptual as well as for the conversion into predictions. So some um, terms like forecasting and demand. It's also say example, this time period, holiday season, you want more sweets. This holiday period, like Diwali, so more crackers, more sweets, or more lamps, etc. So we can easily understand. So the company take this users search term and they can increase the production because of the demand. So just an evidence or just an backbone for this trends to understand what customers are really preferred to search. Okay, so currently in India, let's see, explore. So I'm going to compare two different, see, India in India. So for the past 7 days. So for the past 7 days, so what our Indian users are mostly used, the cricket search terms, and a film, and what type of category. Let me show for the news, games, health, what type of category. So we can see the over the interest, the news category. Okay, so most up to 100 with a different interest over the time period. Even if you like the web search, you can download this data and even more you can using Excel sheet to find the prediction and the forecasting. Okay, what likely to use. So as I mentioned, like Indigo topic, Indigo airline. So most number of users for the using search topics for the Indigo flight. Okay, and recently Russian president visited India, so Vladimir Putin and Misho company, mostly the apparel and the clothing. See, and search queries. And I want only in YouTube. So you can see in the YouTube. So put in interview in YouTube, Indigo News. So all only two, Putin and Indigo News. So let me take a search term. Um, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Vladimir Putin. Just an example, okay, because recently these two prime ministers have met, so that's why I take this an example. Okay, so interest over the time in India. So in India, most of us we know our prime minister. Okay, but we would like to know more about Vladimir Putin. So for the past 7 days, Putin, see the results, Vladimir Putin average results. During the visit time, you see December 4 and the peak results to peak. So we can see the interest over the time period. Okay. And it's only in India. How about in worldwide? Worldwide. Because of, for the past, let me select the time period for the past 5 years. See, the past 5 years. Because he is also, most of the time period, this time period for Russia-Ukraine war. So interest over the time for Vladimir Putin is high. Let me change to Donald Trump for the past 5 years. Donald Trump and Putin. And since from the last year, so the Trump, because it started the campaign for the US election, etc. So these are the historical data, the past 5 years historical data, and how we are using this historical data to show the predictions. Okay, because without having these type of historical data, you can't able to predict. Okay, so who is next? We don't know. If the President Trump will come again or Putin come again, so we don't know the future. So based on this pattern, we can judge something. Okay, but the software or the tools, something we understand. So this show the patterns. And the next is trending. So what's trending currently in all different categories? Okay. For the past in Cambodia, see the results here. And for the past 24 hours with all categories and all trends with the hashtags, number of hashtags. Trending. So it's active or not active. Let me check with the Thailand. Because currently yesterday, since Thailand and now Cambodia have, started war. So mostly in Thai. I hope you have some kind of understanding. So you can also, if you're a faculty member, you can also show this kind of, a tool to your students to explore these trends, especially in the business students side. So they can also easily understand what's going on and how they are, um, uh, reshape their digital marketing or other content, etc. So they can also reshaping it. And next, I would like to share some other screen. Another example, Netflix, so it's also one of number one platform, and they have just yesterday they have bought the world famous Warner Brothers studio. They acquired Warner Bros. And how they are using their customers, the users data, and analyze millions of streams and using data like ratings, metadata across all the 1300 plus recommendation clusters, and those data collection they have performing with the different analysis, and each and every individual user they go for the search personalization. Say example, based on my browsing behavior, my movie watching behavior. So the algorithm shows I'm like to watch only action movies. I like to watch only the sci-fi movies. I like to watch only the drama. Okay, like different features of the search personalization. Again, same YouTube also doing the same. But YouTube is content is dynamic. So if you keep on watching 2 to 3 videos, the same, so showing similar videos. Facebook, if your Facebook videos similar, you are watching like 5 videos like this, same type of content. Or in between, you see the advertisement related to car. If you watch mobile, related to mobile, like all type of personalization. So this is how building a new era. Next, the future also will be using different types of personalization to us. They are also using the personalized video recommendation, ranking and modeling, and row and page optimizations for how long you spend on the video, how long you are spent on the ad advertisement. Okay, whether it's a skippable ad or non-skippable ad, or you are interested to see the ad. Okay, all type of data they gather. So all this, using the machine learning, the user's data, and more improvising personalized content for the future. I mean, the next video that you are watching, maybe the tomorrow's video that you are watching. So they are using the predictives. Another example, I'd like to show you. Sorry. Okay. So I have a search for the 10,000 sales records for just giving you an idea how we are using, both using Excel, then we are using some AI tools, then we are using any analytical software. Okay, so the same 10,000 sales record, but different tools to understand the insights. Okay, so I'm going to download this 10,000 sales records from GitHub. GitHub. So you can see the sample GitHub here. So customers, 10,000 sales records. So in this 10,000 sales records already available. Let me download. Okay. Do you see my screen? So this is the downloaded file. we have 10,000 sales records with the different columns. So there are 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 columns and 14 columns and 10,000 rows. Okay. 10,000 rows. So total 1,40,000 data we have. 1,40,000 cells that we occupied with the data. So easy to analyze by manual. It's not easy to analyze by manual. It's not easy to analyze using formula. It's not easy to analyze using kind of some functions. So we are easy to analyze by using any analytical tool. Easy to analyze by using any advanced analytics platform such as Tableau or Power BI or QuickSense, etc. So these how we are using this past historical data to predict the future one. Okay, even also we gather the insight. Okay, so the revenue generated so far. So whether we are going to increase, yes, possible. Whether we are going to increase the production, increase the unit cost. Okay, average unit price, average number of units sold. All we can easily get and use for the future productions. Okay, let me show you of the example. So if we are going to use Excel, so either we are using pivot table or going to use any formula and function, but not much, visualizations, not much predictions. Okay, only we are able to do for the forecasting. Only we are able to do for some visualizations. Okay, by using the charts and graphs, etc. Only limited options. But whereas if you are using a Tableau or a Power BI, we can do much more different insights, much more gathered visualizations and etc. So that will be more deeper understanding for our business to increase more the growth. The same data how we are using for AI tools. Okay, so I'm going to show you some AI tools. Okay, so how many of you use Perplexity? Anybody? It's a good tool for using any type of um, questions that you would like to analyze. It's a good tool. So I'm going to upload this file, 10,000 sales records, and ask questions how you are going to analyze, etc. So let me analyze.
Sir, but for this, we need the paid version, right?
For paid version, yes, ma'am, for the pro. But I have a option to tell you that if you are Airtel user, so you can get free for 1 year. Do you hear me?
Sir, what, sir?
If you are using Airtel, company Airtel, Airtel app, you have Perplexity
Thanks
Pro.
Thanks app, right? Airtel
Yeah,
thanks. From there we can.
Yeah, Airtel app. There you can get the Perplexity 1 year for free.
Okay,
Pro version.
thank you.
So find forecasting and regression. So it's also giving you like, forecasting for, with the data. So each and every year, 2010, 2011 up to 2017 with the regression analysis, etc. But we need to verify whether it is correct or not. So it's again, manual intervention is always, very important for us because we are, as a business, we are investing a lot. We are, doing a lot of, real time implementation. So if you're relying on the AI or relying on the any software, it's not 100% correct. So we need to also think the manual intervention, the human intervention, also important to check all these informations are accurate and correct, and we go for the each and every decision making because whatever the performance, if I'm click the button or if I want to do, so it will do because it's a machine. If you ask the machine for the different parameters, it's give you, it understand. But the decision, the real life scenario, as a human, we only know that. So better to verify 2 or 3 times and just take a supportive, just take as a assistance for these type of tools. Same, I would like to ask to create. So create this data data dashboard. So instead of using Power BI or Tableau, I'm going to use Perplexity to create a dashboard. Uh, Okay, so this is, I already previously have created a dashboard using the same type because I want to test it. So I have created the same type of 10,000 sales record. You can see it's automatically create for me. So from different region and the dashboard and chart and regression year and year trend metrics, etc. So all we can easily create from this type of AI tools, supportive tools. And I would like to also inform you that Google Trends, I'll show you. Anybody used Google Analytics? So Google Analytics use their own merchandise shop, Google merchandise shop. So from this, they are having a lot of real-time data that shows the number of active users, number of purchased volume, the event count, what type of users, where they are from, how many users are using which platform, whether they are using a desktop computer or laptop or smartphone. So all this information you can easily gather from this, just for practice, as a basic analytical tool that shows session time, bounce rate, okay, and also showing time on page and conversion rates. So usually, like, you can also ask a question from this, like, the predictive questions: which user is likely to convert? Okay, so it's typical, easily to understand. So what, or which user easily to convert, which page that predicts drop off time, which traffic sources that predicts high return on investment. So all kind of simple questions that you can easily understand for the uh, for using this Google Analytics. Okay. Let me take some reports. Okay, so let's say with the engagement. So conversions. See, for the last 28 days. Okay, last 28 days. So the event, okay. So the number of view items, add to cart, purchase. Okay, how many purchases over? Okay, the purchases, uh, total event revenue generation, add to cart. There is no revenue, only purchase is revenue. Key events 22,000, but purchase only 2,300. You can see the differences. Revenue is high, key event is high. Then view item, just shopping, 87,256 users just visited the website, but there is no revenue. Here, these 87,256 users visited the website. Those users just add the product, any product in the website. They have add the product, add to cart. 22,242 users add to cart. Among those 22,242 users, only 2,330 users have purchased. The total revenue generated from these 2,330 is likely around $341,000. Okay, so how the conversions is affecting? So easily to know that, the conversion rate. Okay, and next 30 days, what will be the conversion rate in the same pattern? Next 60 days, what will be the conversion rate of the same pattern? Okay, like easily we can predict this. And the page and screens, okay, the total number of pages. So the checkout, shop times, apparels, okay, the only for bag usage, drinkware, okay, so total number of views, total number of active users, and how many of them, online active user views, average time spent, okay, engagement time in the website, and average 2 minutes 11 seconds of those users are averagely spend time. And all events, okay, total number of revenue generated is like this. The checkout value, and the traffic. You can see the traffic. So whether the users directly come to the website or using any organic search, especially in the Google or Yahoo, like such, search engines, or whether they have used any paid platforms, paid search from sponsored content, or are they coming from email, or they are using from social media, or cross network. So easily we can identify the traffic where the users are coming from, the customers are coming from. From that, we can adjust our campaign, marketing campaign for the future events. If more number of users from directly, so we can less spend on our marketing campaigns. If more users are from our social media, we can spend more on social media. If more users are from the email, we can increase the email, collecting email address, and as well as uh, email uh, sending emails to the customers. Okay, email campaigns. So all we can easily gather those informations. And monetizations. So the total revenue. So how much is the total revenue? And the for the last 28 days, what is the total ad revenue? So this is just an example. So if you have your own website or any Google product such as Google app, Play Store app, or you have any YouTube channel or any Google things that you can easily set up with the analytics, and you can see in a real-time data. So average purchase revenue per active user, where they are mostly purchased items, cloud sticker, pen, okay, Google unisex, Eco Tea black t-shirts. So most of the users, the last 28 days from US, India, these are the last 30 minutes. Okay, 27 active users, and Canada, China. Okay, so mostly the users from new users directly for the direct search, organic search, and paid. And sorry. See, you can see the global map, okay, where the active users are from, and the new users, and what type of pages and the product they are looking for, and even you can see the report snapshot, and as well as the types of devices they are using, mostly which device they are prefer to use, etc. See, the platforms mostly they are using desktop, the web platform. Okay, either the browser or etc. So more tech details. So mostly from the web. Okay, let me select for the January to today. Mostly they are from the website. Similarly for YouTube, so easily to identify the YouTube engagement rate. Okay, let me show you some of the video. Okay, wait. Okay, let me share this. Okay. Do you see my screen?
Yes, sir. The
Sorry.
mail.
You see my screen, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Steal a brain.
Yeah,
Brain,
yeah, yeah.
brain rot.
Right.
Yes, yes.
So here in this video, you can see this, total 8.58 million subscriber for this channel, and total number of views is 7,37, almost 7,38,000 views in last 21 hours. Okay, so the engagement rate, 15,000 likes. From this view, 15,000 likes, and number of shares we don't know, so we can approximately get around 5,000 shares. So the engagement rate, like total number of likes, total number of comments, okay, total number of comments, 3,869 comments, and total number of shares we assume like 5,000 shares, okay, and divided by, and the whole divided by total number of views, 7,38,000, then we'll get the engagement rate. So if the engagement rate is higher, okay, the content is viral because it's from the 24 to 48 hours within the 2 days time period, the video or the content or the photo is becoming a viral. So most of the users are very well engaged with it. Okay, we can easily from this channel, whatever the video they post, so most of the content, so we can see the pattern, okay, from this channel, from this user, from this company, what are the content they are posting, so it's becoming a, the pattern shows it become viral. So the influencers or the business, they would like to collaborate with them to increase the views, to increase the more number of audiences, to get the attention, etc. So this likely to help for uh, the companies in a growing way for the engagement rate. The prediction that shows viral content, if medium engagement rate is the average prediction, and the low engagement rate, the video or the content will be more likely to decline by the users. Okay, average response or the no, I mean declining response. We can easily from identify from the social media uh, view. So far, any questions? So tomorrow I would like to, give some example. The same 10,000 sales record. I like to use software Power BI to analyze and show the different visualization. At the same data, I'm going to also use for different methods too.
There is a
Anybody?
question from Dr. Ebbi. You mentioned that manual intervention is needed. I think sir mentioned it when you were showing Perplexity or Google Analytics. Manual intervention is needed. How should manual intervention be defined with this context?
Okay, so manual intervention, like, so we cannot simply predict what AI is giving to us, what the software tool is giving to us, just like, take our decision. So we cannot simply, because as I mentioned, we are investing a lot as a company, as an individual, or as a, implementing the results. So take this and putting a lot of different external factors also into consideration, and then we can implement our the software produce the results. So this is just an an overview and idea. So how this results that perform. Okay, because it's like a calculative way and to show the results, and then we can use these results as an idea and overview to implement, to adjust our strategies, etc. So that's why I mentioned the manual intervention is important, and to take any type of business decisions based on the results from these supportive systems.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sapna?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Am I audible?
Yes,
you
ma'am.
are.
Okay. So thank you so much, Dr. Dinesh Elango, for delivering such a powerful and engaging session, sir. Your clarity, depth of knowledge, and global perspectives have truly enriched today's learning experience. We're grateful for the time you dedicated to us today and for the value you have added to our ATAL FDP program. Thank you, sir, for inspiring us with your expertise and for sharing your knowledge so generously.
Thank you, ma'am. So see you tomorrow. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
As we
sir. See you
come
tomorrow.
As we come to the end of today's session of the ATAL Faculty Development Program, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made this event truly meaningful and enriching. A sincere thank you to our distinguished resource persons, Dr. N. Arun Fred and Dr. Dinesh Elango, for sharing their deep expertise, research insights, and valuable perspectives with us. Your sessions have broadened our understanding and inspired us to think more critically and creatively in the field of management and technology driven learning. We're truly honored to have had the opportunity to learn from both of you. To all the participants, thank you for your active involvement, curiosity, and enthusiasm throughout the program. Your engagement is what makes sessions like these truly successful. With that, we officially conclude today's program. We look forward to welcoming you again for the next session of the ATAL FTP. Tomorrow's session will begin by 2 p.m. Thank you all and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Sapna.